Today I wanted to talk about my opinion or my thoughts on the upcoming ranked mode update that is going to be coming very soon, probably as early as when this season ends, which is in 13 days, which I think it should be around like October 4th, I believe, or something like that, October 6th, whenever the season ends. But I kind of wanted to just give my opinion on it. I made a video yesterday talking about how the all-time best trophies was going to get removed. I made a couple videos talking about it. I've also been talking about it on my stream lately, but I kind of wanted to just give you guys like my raw, honest, I guess, like feedback or thoughts on the new rank system. Obviously we don't know much about it yet, but I kind of wanted to just talk about it and, you know, kind of share how I feel. So the video I made yesterday was called Clash of Clans is deleting your all-time best trophies. If you guys want to go and watch that video, I will leave it in the link in the description. I won't be yapping about this specifically. I also made another video pretty much breaking everything down. The new league system coming, I read the whole entire blog post and pretty much showed everything we have. They also made a blog post here, but the main thing I kind of wanted to talk about, oh yeah, and I also ran a poll. Should your all-time best stay or go away? Obviously the majority of people probably say it should stay and not go away. So battle and rank modes are coming to Clash of Clans in the next update. Basically more ways to play Clash, more ways to earn rewards. This is how the screen looks here, obviously. So this is going to be like the last Legend League season. Looks like we're gonna have new ranks, new badges. There's a new battle button here you can see. So basically you're able to do multiplayer battles, like regular multiplayer battles, and you're able to do rank battles at the same time. And one thing that I really wanted to talk about, especially, I'm pushing this season, okay? Because obviously it's the last Legend League season. I thought, you know, why not go for a push? Why not to see how good I could do? I've not been doing very well, but if you guys want to go watch all of my hits live, I stream every single day on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok, so the links are in the description if you guys want to go and watch me. I'm currently using throwers, so I mean, I'm just trying to have a little bit of fun. I'm not using roots because I just think root rider armies are very boring in my opinion. RC Charge is just very, in my opinion, boring. No hate to anybody that uses that army, but I feel like RC Charge dragons, RC Charge roots are just very not entertaining, at least for me. But speaking of RC Charge and root riders in the entire meta, so at the very top of Clash of Clans, like probably like the most active Tunnel 17 players, if you're Tunnel 17, more than likely you're probably using like maybe 3 strategies. It's either RC Charge root riders, RC Charge dragons, fireball throwers, fireball rocket loons, or fireball furnaces, some kind of fireball army. You know, there's also like a few variables in there, but that's pretty much what it is. Now I wanted to talk about, so there's also going to be another change about the spring trap change. Basically spring traps are not going to be doing damage as well if it cannot spring away troops, which would be a nice thing because it'll damage at least the root rider, because root riders are 20 capacity I believe, and I think a troop has to be below that 20 capacity, or I believe it has to be like 18 or something like that to actually get sprung away. Otherwise the spring trap doesn't do anything. So this would be a nice change to also combat root riders and spam ground armies as well. And I do think this is a great change because it'll also hurt RC charges, obviously with the RC getting hit by the spring traps, dealing a little bit of extra damage even to the fox, that the fox can get damaged or get hurt. Now obviously the fox will not get springed away because a pet I believe is 20 housing space or something like that, and a spring trap I think capacity is like 16 or something like that, so it won't get springed away. It'll do damage, which will be nice, and overall will be a very good counterplay. Now anyways, battle modifiers. So basically they said that to ranked battles a new thing is coming called battle modifiers. So only the best players advance to the highest leagues which have battle modifiers, making them even more competitive. Now we have no idea what these battle modifiers are going to be. Battle modifiers at this point could literally mean anything, but what I think it's going to mean, they basically kind of talk about it in their video where they basically say damage buffs and HP buffs to defensive buildings and I think defensive heroes and things like that. So that's pretty much all they said. Now when I think of battle modifiers, I think they can maybe up the game a little bit, maybe make it so that certain troops or certain defenses maybe do more damage, which I think could be very cool. Maybe that's a hot take, maybe you guys don't even like that idea, but currently in the game we have something called hard mode. Now if you don't know what hard mode is, you can actually go into the challenge button here and click on the hard mode right here where it says info. You can read it. Defenses deal 20% more damage, defending heroes damage and health are increased by 20%, attacking heroes damage and health are decreased by 10%, and common equipment is capped at level 15 and epic equipment is capped at level 21. Now this is the difficulty that the pro players play on. So if you ever watch the Clash of Clans esport matches, this is the difficulty they play on. So that's why there are level caps. That's what you'll see pro players will use. Slightly different variations, but the main thing they use, you could probably guess, is root riders. Now root riders is clearly the most used troop in the game right now. It's the #1 army, it's the strongest army. Is it the easiest army? It does take, you know, I'm not gonna lie, it's not a completely skillless army. You do got to set up the RC charge, you do got to try not to get baited, but you can see root riders, root rider, root Root Rider. Pretty much every single attack that I'm getting hit by, besides like a few fireball strategies, of course there's fireball, and there's also dragons, but you look at this. Sometimes I'm getting hit by clone, Root Riders again, Mass Super Yetis. There's a few outliers here. This equipment thing is like just bugged here. But you'll see, you just scroll all the way down, it's pretty much just Root Rider, Root Rider, Root Rider, like 90, like 80% Root Rider pretty much, and then some fireball in the mix and just mass dragons, man. That's really all it is. And anyways, I pretty much just wanted to talk about like what I would want to see from the ranked mode. So obviously, like I said, we don't really know much about this ranked mode. We have no, like, little to no info. All we know is what we've like already discussed. One thing I want to say flat out is I really hope that it makes it slightly easier or more convenient for lower players to actually push trophies, because pushing trophies in the current like trophy range or trophy system is just not viable. Like Tunnel 7 cannot compete in any kind of ranked mode at all. They get stuck like at silver or gold rather. So I mean, I don't like, obviously we don't know what that's going to look like. Maybe there'll be different leaderboards, maybe there'll be different rankings for lower town halls, like maybe there'll be each different like brackets, like Tunnel 7 players only play Tunnel 7 players. I personally think that's how it should be. Clash of Clans is a very interesting game, man, not gonna lie. Like, it's not a game like for like a 1v1 kind of game like Clash Royale or Brawl Stars rather, where you're pretty much playing one-on-one with someone who's really near your level. If someone is like Tunnel 7 versus Tunnel 8, it's kind of a big deal. Like Tunnel 9, Tunnel 10, your Tunnel 11 going against Tunnel 12. Like, yes, you can make an up hit happen, but if you're going like against a maxed out player who's a tunnel higher than you, especially at the lower town halls, it gets pretty significantly hard. So I don't know how they're going to do that, but I just wanted to kind of put that in there. But now to go back to the battle modifiers, I keep talking about this in hard mode. My honest opinion after this new ranked mode comes out, and I don't want to be on the negative side, but I want to be honest with you guys, okay? If you guys, like I mentioned earlier, if you guys watch esports, if you guys watch any kind of like top level gameplay, you'll know Root Riders. I'm even using Root Riders here. I'm using 3, but I'm still using them because Root Rider is arguably like the best troop in the game besides the Dragon, man. It's just so versatile. It's able to walk through walls, break walls. It's just so good, man. Ever since this troop has been in the game, it's just dominated every single base. There's really nothing that can stop a good RC charge. And I honestly feel like even Root Riders 2, like if they've received multiple nerfs, I feel like the main problem is also RC charge. And I kind of just wanted to give my opinion. I have hopes for this ranked mode, man. I really do have hopes for this ranked mode. I hope it's good. I hope that it changes something, but I gotta be realistic here. And like I said, I don't want to be negative, but I talked about this on stream. I don't know if the new ranked mode is going to change the meta at all. If not, I think it might make the meta even worse if balance changes don't come into effect. Now, this might not be what people want to hear, but there needs to be nerfs that are done. Equipment needs to get nerfed. Like some equipment need to get nerfed, and they can do like a hammer jam, or they can, you know, compensate people for ores or something of that nature, man. They really need to do some balancing and honestly just stop releasing like super broken equipment or something like that. I don't know. I mean, I really think when they release like cool equipment, it's really fun. But overall, it just kind of messes up the balance. And I do like attacking. I genuinely think like, you know, 99% of the players is casual, you know, players. And of course I agree with that. I understand that. I'm more on the casual side of the player base. Like, I would rather just not even play Legend League, but I feel like it's good to watch some high level attacks and whatnot. But it just feels bad, man, when you attack and you try to do your best, and I don't know, man, you just get 3-starred by the same army over and over and over, just mass Root Riders all the freaking time. Like, I'm really hoping for something different, man. But like I said, with the new battle modifiers, I don't know if really things are going to change, if they just make the game like harder per se, more damage, more DPS, more tankiness in the base. You know, people are just going to still use Root Riders. It's going to make it probably even worse than it is right now, just like in esports. Esports, I think, is just basically Root Riders. And yeah, man, like I said, I don't want to be coming off as like a negative. I just want to be like realistic about it, you know? I really genuinely, like I said, I have hopes that the update will be good, but if there's not balance changes, it's really hard to be how do I say this, like optimistic that the meta will change or things will change at the top of Legend League or whatever the new rank mode is going to be called. Because yeah, man, if it just gets harder, people are just going to use the best army, which is Roots. And yeah, I think it, like I said, I think it'd be fine if it was balanced. If things were balanced, you know, I feel like Tunnel 17 difficulty is in a good spot. And maybe it's just a skill issue for me. But like I said, it wouldn't really feel as bad if I failed like an attack or two, because I feel like 6 out of 8 Legend League triples is pretty good. But when you're just getting tripled by like a significantly easier strategy, it just feels bad, man. It just makes you not want to play. At least for me, that's how I feel. Especially in Clan War. Most Clan Wars, like especially in regular Clan Wars, they just end up being draws. And you just get significantly less ore, so it essentially just hurts more players, then I think it helps. So, you know, this whole rank mode thing, I think it could really make or break the highest level of the game. Like, you know, if they're really trying to make it so that, you know, Clash of Clans is competitive in some kind of way, and if they really want to reduce the barrier of entry for like regular players to even get into the esports scene, which I'm sure they want, I'm sure, because like the way I see it is the more exciting and the more interesting they make the meta for the game, and the more they get players involved, like even with this new ranked mode, that's probably what they're trying to do. They're trying to get like lower tunnels involved, show, hey, we have ranked mode, you know, make it more clear about what they're trying to do. I feel like that's kind of important, because like a lot of lower players in the current trophy system, trophies don't mean anything. The only thing that really matters currently in the trophy system is whether you're in Legend League or not, you know, because Legend League, you have the limited attacks and you go against like the top players who are actually trying to, you know, 3-star, versus, you know, searching for bases, random bases, and that doesn't really do much, you know, besides getting a higher league bonus or star bonus. So, you know, like I said, man, they could do balance changes, and people were saying, you know, maybe they do like ore refunds, which I highly doubt they're gonna do, because that would involve us resetting levels. So I'm gonna rule that out. I'm probably not gonna. It's very unlikely. Like I also think that'd be kind of weird, like they just reset levels or ore refunds. I don't really think that would work at all. So they did tease maybe they'll do like hammer jam for equipments maybe someday or something. Maybe they do like discounted on equipment, so they do some more ore events for free to play players and pay to play players. I don't know, but something's got to be done, man. And the reason why I bring that up is because obviously, you know, for nerfing equipment. But the thing is too, I think people get it twisted, man. When I say like nerfing equipments, I don't mean like destroying equipment. Like I don't think electro boots should get like deleted from the game. I mean, I kind of do, obviously, jokingly, but I just think it needs to be balanced. I think it needs to be balanced. RC charge needs to, you know, be balanced, and root riders need to get balanced. You know, things just need to get balanced, bro. Balance does not mean what they did with the druid. The druid, they pretty much just killed the druid. The druid was like the meta for a little bit last year during Tunnel 16. They just absolutely obliterated that troop. Nobody uses this thing anymore because it's like the same thing as a healer, and it goes away after 25 seconds. So why would you even use this? Obviously healers, you know, they fly and everything, but yeah, man, it should never get to the spot where they just kill a troop or kill an equipment or kill a spell just because it's OP. I think this might also be like more of a hot take, but I feel like they need to do more balance changes. I know more players are in the casual player base, but if something is the most used equipment or most used troop or most used hero, definitely, like, Clash of Clans rarely does balance changes. And I know they're notorious for, you know, Supercell doing balance changes in Clash Royale. Like they release a really OP card, like obviously I know that, and they nerf it to the ground, and they nerf it in Clash Royale after everybody's bought it or whatever. I don't really know, because I don't play Clash Royale. I don't really know the exact details, but I hear that happens all the time. But they don't do that in Clash of Clans. Like they release something and they rarely balance change things. Like they have balance changed Root Rider a couple times, and they did Electro Boost like a couple times, like one time I think, and they've only really done, I think, like balance changes for equipments like maybe 2 or 3 times, and it's been like almost 3 years since equipments have come out. Obviously I could be wrong, maybe it's like 4 times, but you get what I mean, you know, especially if you're having like a game where you want it to be competitive at the highest level. Like I think balance changes are really important for like the highest level of the game, keeping the game fresh, keeping the game competitive, keeping the game from just people spamming the same thing, especially for months on end, so we can have an interesting meta. I feel like the more interesting the meta is, I feel like the more like skill wise the meta becomes, the more entertaining it'll be. People want to watch more, people will be more entertained, they'll be more inclined to actually try to play. You know, people love like Fireball Rocket Loon strategy. It's a hard strategy, but it's just one of those things where why would you use Fireball Rocket Loon when you could just use Root Rider RC Charge and it gets the same job done easier, if not the easiest. So yeah, man, anyways, I kind of rambled on a long time, but let me know what you guys generally think, and if you agree with anything I said, like, comment, and subscribe, or if you disagree, dislike and comment something. And yeah, man, I'll see you guys in the next video or stream, and until then, I'm out. Peace.